What's up, beautiful souls? I've got a reading, but I want to take 1 minute because I think what's the utmost importance is to express my gratitude. CRYSTALClear has grown exponentially in the small community. We're still small, but we are growing, and I don't want to even call it my channel. I feel like it's our channel. It's a place where our tribe, soul brother and sister, are coming together and receiving messages, insights. And I just think how magnificent that is. I'm just so touched because it's a co-creative, collaborative effort of energy of our souls all over the world coming together. And I just want to say thank you and welcome if you're new. If you are and it resonates, even if this message may not resonate, but maybe it resonates for somebody that's close to you that you're meant to share, please do. By subscribing to the channel, it helps the co-creation, the collaboration of messages, energies, and moreover, a community when we are vulnerable, which many of you have been, to share your story. The heartfelt encouragement from our brothers and sisters, whether it's your story you're sharing or just offering, even to that of people's opinions. I may not respond to them all, but I'm reading and trying to sort through them. And what I'm trying to say is, moreover, when you make that comment in vulnerability, others are reading it, connecting us, right? Because it goes so much beyond just me and this camera. It's about us. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you feel so called to subscribe, please do. If this resonates, or else you feel like it belongs to somebody else, please do feel free to share it. Follow that intuition. The likes and comments, just it helps grow, it helps Spirit deliver the message to the people that need to hear it. And Spirit has always done that and has always been divine in that essence. And we are the co-creators and we collaborate with Spirit. So in short, thank you. I love you. So, got a reading. I sit in meditation. And I guess I want to start off because as we begin this, water represents the emotion, the depth, the love, right? And I'm getting right off the bat a lot of analogies to do with this. Sitting in meditation, it begins with somebody with a huge heart. An offering of love that will fill oceans to the nth degree. Compassion, love, and reverence. And for some, I may be tapping into our empaths. But what was once given so freely in reference to this love now stays stagnant in fear of being rejected. You loved hard, gave hard, but with a second thought, you loved hard, you gave hard, not with a second thought about self, because it was your nature. So that thus, this tells me somebody is withholding. Why would you withhold other than you blindly gave and was only betrayed by the one you fully endowed your trust in? But the true betrayal was not that they misled you, but that you forgot about you. May those who have ears hear that and understand. And I feel like I was able to get that in auto writing because for the person I'm dealing with, the one I'm speaking to, though I feel that you have And there has been a lot of work, and you have been working on this healing. Couldn't find the right word. Like for this chapter, for this aspect, for this endeavor, this point in your life, you still stand reserved and in hesitancy of giving freely. And I just want to add, before I continue, who would I guess I just want to say I understand that. I feel like they're revving me off. I'm not supposed to say what I was going to say, so I'm just going to stick to this download. I feel like Spirit intervenes at this point. This, dear one, your acts of standing in reverence and hesitancy of giving freely, is acting as a block to the milestones, relationships, and opportunities that you are rejecting. Can you believe us when we say you feel lost and alone? It's because of the well of a dam, the well of a dam you have built to protect your heart. The hesitancy to give an offering which is who you are. Don't you see? You are more than the mere dam or lake, but the infinite ocean, the wealth of love and the essence of your soul. This is the gift you came to offer this beautiful earth. We know you're scared, but we encourage you now more than ever to explore that which makes you accessible and vulnerable. These deep internal practices will show you the gift you offer is exactly just that, and nothing to be expected in return. Though we assure you, for every intention and given act will come back to you tenfold. Or to the nth degree. They keep on bringing me back. This is huge in that aspect. What we want to remind you is you weren't meant to only love once. Though you have felt anguish of rejection and the gentle practice of healing, you will lean into the knowing that it has only provided an insight to just how much deeper you are capable and bound to love. These experiences are meant to serve you as gateways to open the floodgates, to overflow with the radiance that you are, love. We promise, despite the high and lows of the currents of love that flow in, around, and over you, as you heal and find the courage to face the world with your gifts head on, so too will others find you to offer their love to you. It's a divine exchange, both the hurt and love. For it is the greatest teacher to help us rise into all and more you came to fulfill. Be gentle with yourself. You're still learning so much and still have so much to offer. We promise in time, you too will see this. But it's a good time to explore the depths of your own and offering. And they show me breaking the dam, the reservoir that you've kept. With no expectations, you might be surprised what that luscious wave can do. And then I was guided. I have a little deck of angel cards. They asked me to pull one, and they're just tiny little messages. I don't get them out very often. I couldn't even pronounce this angel's name of Vahia. But the message is, it's now is a time to expand your consciousness, to spend today in thoughtful meditation, which goes back to this practice, I think, of in that meditation, exploring the depths of what is vulnerable and what you're susceptible to, and challenging those fears. And of course, they ended it with loving you so much, beautiful soul. That's just the download. Now, I've laid cards to get a better understanding. of where you've been. I feel like this is relationship based, obviously. Thus, you protecting your heart at some, whatever this is, whether it's family or relationship. I feel like it's relationship matter, but we're keep it as general as possible. The heart of the spread comes with the walking unscathed. You were fortunate. A trap was laid, but your wisdom kept you from falling into it. So immediately off the bat, that being the card that represents you, represents your wisdom. Something in your life, and I can tell you, like, I just want to say this is a marriage, but a significant other, a relationship. Yeah. I feel like blindsided you. But whatever that was, despite how hurtful it was, you were able to rise into your wisdom and walk through it. A trap was laid, but your wisdom kept you from falling into it. So what's going on here? We have an underlining energy of 9 of Cups, but she comes in reverse. 9 of Cups is our wish fulfillment. But your underlining energy tells me that you are not fulfilled. Even if there's a persona around you, that you're holding it all together. You've come a long ways. 9 of Cups, underlining energy, but it's in reverse. Representing the dissatisfaction, the not feeling fulfilled. There's something still amiss. And I think that's that healing that's being called. When we look at the crossing energies of this trap that you were able to avoid, whatever this trap was, I think it's separation, the betrayal of trust. It comes with the 4 of Wands as your challenge. Something at the home front, the thing that you thought was stable, has now been shaken. I'm hearing leaving you with insecurities, uncertainties. What your whole life was built on has now come. I don't have the card here, but I feel like there was a Tower moment that has got you now trying to find your grounding. Thus the 4 of Wands as your challenge. What once was is no more. So I ask, from your point of view, what's happening? Something happened fast. And it caught you off guard. Thank God for your wisdom, because the way the Oracle card that represents you, your wisdom caught it in some fashion or other, but it happened fast because it came with the 8 of Wands. A communication of some sort that I don't think it caught you off guard. Let's say that. Sorry, again. But it comes also with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. Your point of view, your problem. A message came in. If I was just going to be blunt. If there's a marriage, it feels like a marriage. Your spouse came in, blindsided you, said there was no reciprocity for what they felt was giving. and they wanted a divorce. That's kind of what this, like, that's just how I read it. Maybe there's no marriage. Maybe it is came in blindsided, they're not happy, and they want a separation. But the Hierophant being like a higher level of commitment. And this is your point of view. Like, that's just how I read it blatantly. Like, it just comes out and it's like, boom. Your solid foundation, everything you thought has been blindsided. And I don't think you saw it coming. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. But as fast as it came in with disappointing news, I don't think you were prepared for it. Thus, and I'm not saying that this necessarily even happened just recently, but it's in your energy of like, damn, I was caught off guard. That right there, like, I gave my all, your heart. Thus why you are withholding. And as Spirit would say, it's also blocking you in this hurt from milestones, relationships, and opportunities, which tells me, yes, this happened, but there's been time in your healing, but it still kind of got you stuck in that moment of betrayal, that moment of whirlwind. So I asked Spirit, from a higher point of view, what is the real problem, right? The way we see it versus the way Spirit sees it is two different things. And it's so interesting. Because it comes with two cards. And this is a total self-projection. I'm going to explain it. But 7 of Wands. My dog is digging at my couch. Stop it. 7 of Wands represents your need to know your boundaries. Boundaries are unique to everybody. And I always, anytime this comes up, I'm just going to put it out there because it was the best guidance. Archangel Michael told me this in my own healing journey too. Boundaries are universal and unique for every individual person. But if you need to learn, when you're learning your own boundaries, especially if you're a people pleaser, if you've got so much love to give, right? And in those childhood wounds, right, being an overgiver, we sacrifice, we think we might be compromising at the cost of sacrificing because we haven't established our own boundaries. So if you want, this is the token, if you want to know where your boundaries lay, is on, thank you, Michael, Archangel Michael, is on the parallel dimensions of anything that's too intimate or too intrusive. Anything that crosses these lines, these energy lines for you, which are unique and different for everybody, but just as significant. If anything crosses those, that energy grid, intrusive or too intimate, you found a boundary. And that's something you need to implement. I feel like that's what Spirit's saying with that. It's about learning boundaries. You can love so much, but don't do it at the cost of sacrificing who you are. You can compromise, but make sure you know what your boundaries are. If something lays in between that energy grid, right? Maybe there's room for compromise. But if anything feels too intrusive, anything feels too intimate, that's a hard line of boundaries. And you need to discover that and know what those are for you. Otherwise, people will come in, push you, and try to overstep those boundaries if there's no respect there. But then it also comes out with the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Guidance, right? This is Spirit saying, this is the real problem. And this is where I'm saying it's kind of projected, and please bear with me. But I didn't get it at the time. But this reading feels very similar to when I went through my own betrayal, when I went through my own heartbreak of what I thought, and waking up to the realization that I was living a lie. And fighting through that cognitive dissonance, right? Grounding myself. I remember talking to spirit. This is what this reminds me of. I kind of chuckle because that's what comes to my mind. In my despair and looking around and my own Four of Wands, my own stability, everything has shifted and changed. And I'm not trying to make it about myself, but I remember asking spirit, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? Everything I thought I knew was a lie, and my whole life has been turned upside down. What am I to do? And I had her clear as day. Celebrate. Celebrate. And at the time, I didn't get it. At the time, I had a lot of learning to go, because to me, that did not sound compassionate. I expected compassion to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's why I kind of had hope, like, the spirit be like, oh, you poor tender soul, yes. But what they were really saying is, now you have the truth. You've been liberated. It is time to celebrate. And then when you get through that healing, as I did, I can finally understand what they were saying. But at the time, I felt like it was heartless of spirit to say that. I didn't get it because I didn't understand what true compassion meant. But from spirit's point of view, when I read these cards, that's how it comes out. The truth is you've got to understand yourself and know yourself so well that you know where your boundaries lay and what you will compromise on, and absolutely hardline no on anything that will sacrifice your energy or make you feel uncomfortable in either sense of either it being too intrusive or too intimate, right? But you've got to know that. And in the same breath, celebrate that wasn't meant for you has now left your energy field, making way for what is meant to be yours. So I asked Spirit, what's the guidance? How should you proceed? And it comes with 2 cards. And it kind of goes back to the download. I love the download because it really navigates these readings. But the first one's the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is nostalgia. It's also the card that follows the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups of that morning of the 3 of Cups that have spilled, and then there's 2 cups behind, right? So the guidance is moving beyond that. Beyond your point of view of what happened. Yes, it happened. I'm not even saying like your reality is very legit. But I feel like Spirit's saying, hey, like let's move a little bit further out of that. We go to the 6 of Cups, which is nostalgia, but it's also about that healing, right? Reviewing what has happened so you can gain those nuggets of wisdom, which at some point has already, it helped you already, right? To avoid whatever trap may have been placed that you unscathelessly maneuvered. But also, to me, it kind of represents coming back to a place of childlike essence. Maybe it's going back home, finding those who do love you, the unconditional love, and maybe confiding in them as you heal. Also, a way to give your love. But there's something significant about the childlike innocence, because it comes also with the Fool. The Fool is the beginning of it all, right? The true divine childlike faith. This feels like a strong call to lean into Spirit right now. Into that which you are, which is love, and you have so much to give. Breaking down that dam, that wall. And not only letting your love, I'm feeling this strong right now, you being able to love others. It's not only going to teach you, but heal you too. I feel like you've been you haven't, the image they gave me is a dam. You've built a dam, a reservoir of love, but nowhere to go. But you are not a lake nor a dam. You are an ocean to the nth degree of love to give. It might be time to explore those vulnerabilities, challenge what is true and what's not by collecting the wisdom, the nuggets of lessons to step forward. What's the potential outcome? You're good. You're good. You'll make it through this. Two beautiful cards come out. First is the Queen of Pentacles. She made it, right? You'll make it. She has abundance to give. She's grounded. It's earth. Because she's self-made. She took everything through her life experiences to develop her wisdom to get her where she's at. I had to write this down because when I was reading this, she's also a mentor. She's a queen. She wants to show others how to be self-made through her own challenges. Sorry, I've got somebody out here in the hallway. I can hear them. And then it's clarified with High Priestess. Which is interesting because she stands in the world too. They're both like, here's a light and dark, right? So I can't help feel like there's an embracement of both. But the High Priestess, the answers that you have yet to be found are within you. She's intuitive. She sees things. It goes kind of back to that empath energy. When you learn to master it, it's one of your greatest gifts. And that's where I think you're headed. To master your gifts, even if that's just the infinite amount of love you have to give this world. But also the self-made, grounded, right? It's like bringing heaven and earth, this communion. That's what I see here. We've got somebody that's very psychic, very intuitive, one that can find the answers within, regardless in the dark of the night of what this earth and the relationships, anything around, because it first starts within. You find the answers within. And you communicate that without. So within, so without, right? That's where you're headed. That's what you can expect through this healing and through this journey. We'll finish it off with an oracle card. Didn't want to shuffle. Okay, so this was on the top of the thing, and I felt like pull that card. I'm like, no, I gotta shuffle it. I'm not gonna do that because it just popped out. Spirit's good. Reclaim your energy. Our energy is our responsibility, and how we give it away becomes a conscious choice as we step into empowerment. And yes, it is possible to restore the fragments of self we gave away before we came to this awareness. You have the power to own your energy and choose where you direct it. If you are not at your optimal vibration, consider the core of why this may be. Detach from depleting influences and boost positivity. It is up to you to make the shift. Transform your life by choosing healing and self-empowerment. Kickstart the upward spiral to abundant energy and soul presence. There you have it. I love you so much. And I hope that helps. Again, if you made it this far, please consider joining our community. I have so much love for you. And as always, until next time, namaste.